Have you always wanted to stay at one of the iconic Sandals resorts in Jamaica? Have you seen their commercials maybe, or those beautiful pool pictures, or maybe you've heard from other people that their resorts are one of a kind and truly have been like the iconic gold star of all-inclusive resorts in the industry. If you've ever been interested in Sandals Resorts, today we are talking about their flagship country, Jamaica, and everything you want to know about Sandals Resorts in Jamaica and 5 things you absolutely must know and you'll come to love about staying at a Sandals property in Jamaica. Stay tuned for this episode of Vacations Live. Hello, travelers. I am Mandy Horn, the Traveling Compass with Global Dream Vacations, on today's episode of Vacations Live, where we are bringing you the very best in global luxury inspiration so that you can take those trips you have always wanted to take but never got around to taking, right? And we are travel agents. I am a travel agent advisor that helps my clients get to take those wonderful trips. And today we are talking about Sandals Resorts in Jamaica. Now, Sandals is an adult-only, all-inclusive resort chain. They have properties throughout different locations in the Caribbean, but Jamaica is their home and it is their flagship. They have 6 resorts there. And today we're talking about everything you need to know about Sandals in Jamaica. So if you're joining us and you have always wanted to stay there, tell us in the comments where you first heard about Jamaica. This is resorts in Jamaica for Sandals, because you may have had a friend tell you or something else, and we'd love to hear what inspired you to love these properties and want to take a trip there. So that's what we're talking about today. So first, let me bring up a map of Jamaica, okay, because it's really helpful here. Okay, so here is a map and of Jamaica, and the 6 properties in Jamaica for Sandals are actually scattered throughout the coast of Jamaica. So up in the upper left-hand corner here, you will see Montego Bay, and that is where you will find the airport, and you will also find 2 of Sandals resorts. If you head on east, you will see Ochi Rios. That is where you will find another 2 of Sandals resorts properties. And then if you look way off on the west coast, you will see Negril. That is where you'll find an additional Sandals property, as well as their family-friendly property called Beaches. And then slightly south of there is Sandals South Coast in the Whitehouse area. So you can see they scan quite a bit of Jamaica. And this will take us to the first thing that you want to know about Sandals Jamaica resorts is going to be that they are very spread out. They are not all close to the airport. So some of those transfers to areas like Negril or Ochi Rios can take an hour or more. So typically to Negril and South Coast, you're looking at an airport transfer of an hour one way. And then it can take a little longer because you are talking about kind of traversing some mountainous territory. Sometimes those roads go a little bit slow. But if you're headed all the way out to Ochi Rios, it can be an hour and a half or more. So just something to consider. We do have sometimes clients who are telling us like, I want to get there and I want to get there quickly. I don't want to have a long transfer. And it's just something that you want to weigh out when you're picking a different kinds of Sandals resorts. Now, they're all lovely, but they are all very different. But Sandals tries to make sure that process of transferring is convenient as possible. So when you are looking at location, don't worry about, hey, can I get a transfer out an hour and a half or 2 hours? That is no worries. Sandals takes care of that for you. They include an airport transfer for all of their resorts, and it's usually done by a large air-conditioned bus. So it's a very comfortable ride. It works very well for getting people from here to there. It's very convenient. When you arrive at the airport, and let me bring up a picture here of the airport. Okay, here we go. It's Lancaster in Montego Bay. Once you arrive here, there is a lounge in the airport specifically for Sandals guests. So you're going to love the fact that Sandals really has thought of everything. They have streamlined everything. They make it super easy for you to go, from your plane to your resort like with no issues whatsoever. So you'll actually not even be in a common waiting area. You will go to the Sandals Lounge to check in after you pass through customs and immigration. So it's just, you definitely feel a little bit more upscale. You have this private place to be in the airport, and then they will arrange for your airport transfer and you'll be off to the resort. So the first thing you need to know is that it's extremely convenient. Sandals properties really work towards making everything very seamless. Now, as we look at those locations, I know I had brought up the map before. There is, I'll bring it up one more time here so you guys can kind of see. In all these different areas, there are different specialties within these areas. And because Sandals has their properties spread out, there's really something for everyone, honestly, because you can get kind of all the different highlights of Jamaica. So, if you're headed out to Negril, you will find that you get to see Jamaica's famous West Coast sunsets. Negril is known for beautiful, beautiful sunsets. They're also known in that area for the 7 Mile Beach. This is actually a shot of Sandals Negril, and you can see that beautiful stretch of white sand, 7 miles long. You can walk up and down it and see the different local vendors and restaurants and all kinds of resorts, everything along that beach. But they have an absolutely beautiful beach out here in Negril. That's at the West Coast. Now, if you're headed up to the Ocho Rio area, you will find Dunn's River Falls. This is a famous spot. It is a little far trek from most of the other places in Sandals, but from Ocho Rios, it is very close. And this actually is a larger area than just this shot here, where you can actually climb up Dunn's River Falls, and they kind of hook you in harnesses and you kind of go up because it can be really slick on these rocks, and there's some other places that it's more flat as you kind of climb up. So it's a really cool thing out in Ocho Rios. You can kind of get to see the best of the best. And then bringing up South Coast, this is actually South Coast Beach, and South Coast is a gorgeous area. When I ask native Jamaicans, where would you pick in Jamaica to go on vacation, they tell me they would go to this Whitehouse South Coast area because they say it feels the most tropical and just beautiful, rugged, with all this beautiful landscaping. It is known for being more remote and quiet, and in fact, Sandals South Coast delivers on this by being on a private natural reserve. So it is extremely private, very quiet, and beautifully landscaped. So this is a very cool area of Jamaica to get to visit. And then if you're near Montego Bay, you have all the convenience of being close to the airport, as well as 2 other Sandals properties out here that have cool features like a private island that is at Sandals Royal Caribbean. So really something kind of cool to get to experience, as well as their flagship resort, which is Sandals Montego Bay, which is where they started, and it's huge and has tons of dining options and on a beautiful white stretch in Montego Bay. So really all these different areas, if you want to be close to the airport, close to the action, you can be in Montego Bay, or if you want the most remote parts, there's something for everyone. So really picking your location is going to be a big thing for finding the right Sandals resort for you and coming to love your resort. If you pick the wrong one, if you're not a remote person and you pick a remote resort, you may not enjoy that long transfer, nor wishing you could go out and experience more nightlife. It may be too quiet for you. So thinking about location, right, is number one. And then convenience, right? Sandals makes it convenient with that airport transfer, the lounge, everything is thought through for them. Now, third, they do, and some people don't know this about Sandals, they do have their own tour company called Island Routes. And I'm going to bring up a photo here. You can see here, you have a Hobie cat sitting ready to sail, but off in the distance, you'll see one of Island Route's catamaran boats ready to take some wonderful couples out to go see some really different cool things. And Island Routes, they joke that it is the best insured tour company in the Caribbean. They actually span multiple islands. They are a large operation, and they are very, very well run. So if you are looking for something up to U.S. standards, Island Routes is it, and they operate in all Sandals resorts, and they will have a variety of tours available for you to do, and they do include scuba diving, which is something unique to Sandals. Not all-inclusive resorts include scuba diving for those that have already achieved their certification, but Sandals resorts do. So that is included for those who already have their dive certification. You can go out and dive with Island Routes, and it's one of the largest, I think it may actually be the largest diving operation in the Caribbean because of how many places they do diving. So they really, really know it and do it really, really well. They also include golf for those who love to be out on the greens. Green fees are included. And they usually have transportation. Sometimes that varies between properties, but if you are a golfer, Sandals is a great choice for you because it's something you can participate in while you are on site, and it's part of the all-inclusive experience, though you may need, sometimes you have to get a caddy or a cart or some different things, but the greens fees are included. Now, certain activities are available in certain locations. Like I told you, number one is really making sure that location is right for you, because if you want to do some things like horseback riding, that's basically found in Negril. Or like I said, if you want to do Dunn's Rivers Falls, this can be really far from someplace like Whitehouse and the South Coast area. So it's just things you want to weigh out. If something's really important to you, if an activity is really important to you, you want to make sure that it's included at that particular resort because they do vary. Sandals is unique in that they do include some motorized water sports, which is unusual. Normally, an all-inclusive resort might have some kayaks or Hobie Cats or aqua bikes or some non-motorized type watercraft that you can use. But Sandals actually at many of the resorts includes motorized water sports like going out on a powerboat and doing skiing behind it, or tubing or kneeboarding, or different experiences, or just getting to go out in the motorized boat and explore. Those things are included at certain locations. So if that's something you're really into and really want to do, you want to make sure that that experience is at the Sandals resort that you're going to, because it does vary depending on the location and the shape of the beach and the water, what's appropriate at each place. So it does vary a little bit, but they are included. So for people who really want, Sandals will famously say they include more than anybody else. And they really do. There's a lot included in terms of activities for people who don't want to leave the resort, who really, want to get to just spend their time there, but still want a lot to do. Sandals is a great choice. Now, so you'll get to see their tour company, right? You'll get to have the Sandals convenience, and you'll know all about their location to make sure you're picking the right resort. Fourth is going to be room types, okay? So let me bring up, you know what? I forgot to tell you one thing about the activities. This is a really cool island routes activity. They do have some really unusual things. Here is a shot of Global Dream Vacations owner Laura Elmore, who is doing a reading road experience where she is sharing with local school children. And in fact, you can even pack things in your suitcase to share with local schools, to encourage local education and to really build into those communities. So Island Routes has some unique options like that. It's not all, water sports or, tourist activities. You really can give back if that's something you want to do. Now, to head back to room types, Sandals is kind of infamously famous for having like a billion room types, and they do vary between resorts because depending on the resort, they have certain featured room types. So if there's something really important to you, like a private pool or a private enclave or a villa experience or ocean front or ocean view, those are two different things, right? All of that goes into picking the right room, and it may influence your resort choice for Sandals because they do have a variety of room types and a lot of them. One of the things that we do for our clients is help them interpret the differences between all those room types and choose the appropriate room type for them that's really going to get them what they want and the experience that they want. Sandals has two different luxury levels, both in club level and butler suites, and those may fit different people differently. So, club level is going to have a concierge, a separate lounge. Having stayed club level at Sandals myself, I can tell you it's really lovely to get to check in that private little space. It's quiet, air conditioned, lovely. They bring you a cappuccino. It's fantastic after you've been flying all morning. And in most Sandals properties, room service does not start until club level. So something to consider when you are considering where you want to stay. And then butler as well. Sandals is famous for how they train their butlers. They send them to a true English Guild training experience, and their butlers are some really kind of set the standard in the all-inclusive industry for butler service. So something that if you really want that luxury experience where someone is taking care of all of your reservations, making everything seamless, bringing you your favorite ice cream or snacks from the pastry shop at 3 p.m, or your favorite beer or whatever, they just take care of everything. Butler service is a great option. So lots of different room types and some specialty room types as well, which we're going to take a look at here. So here you can see this beautiful bungalows. If you have always wanted to stay in an overwater bungalow, you do not have to fly across the Pacific. You can just have a shorter flight in the Caribbean. That will be located, they have these at Royal Caribbean as well as at South Coast. They have overwater bungalows. So really a cool experience if you want that type of room type. Is so fun. There's so many cool things on the South Coast. nearly the entire resort is oceanfront, and all of the rooms, in fact, it's the only, I think, all ocean view rooms or all ocean view resort in Jamaica, because the entire resort hugs a peninsula, so everybody gets an ocean view out of their room. So it's a great option if you really want ocean views from your room. So like I said, millions of resorts, and if it's something where you want that handpicked for you, you want help deciding what exactly and custom fitting your vacation, that is what a travel agent advisor does. Make sure you're reaching out to us so that we can help you get that perfect fit. Then the fifth thing that you will want to know and you will come to love about Sandals Resorts in Jamaica is that they are not all the same. And I've been pointing out little differences here and there, but really, truly, each of these resorts has their own personality. They are, in fact, all adult only. They are all inclusive. They all do weddings. They all have beautiful beaches, but they are all very different in terms of their size and their personality. Some are a little bit more party and some are a little bit more quiet. Some are going to be, have exchange privileges between them. The two Ochos Rios properties, as well as the two Montego Bay properties, run a shuttle between them so that the guests can use both facilities and get to eat at all the different restaurants. So if you want to be at a resort, but you also kind of want the option to go off a little bit, those are great options, and something that you'll want to definitely look into. So they do have some differences. They will have different restaurants. So I'll bring this up here. You can see that this is their Speakeasy is a specialty bar that they have. It is a true speakeasy where you have to seek out a staff member to get a passcode. When you knock on the door, they will ask you for that, and then that lets you into an old-timey kind of jazz club. And so really cool experience. Different over-the-water restaurants, French restaurants, the variety of, whether it's Italian, French, all those different things, and will vary between resorts. So if there's something that's really important to you, like sushi on the sand, you'll definitely want to be at South Coast. But, or if you want that speakeasy experience, you're definitely going to want to be at Sandals Ochi. So it just depends, but the different resorts really do have a whole lot of different things that you're going to want to see and experience, or maybe a particular room type, like those bungalows, is going to make you want to be at one resort versus another. Like you want to be on a private eco reserve, that is Sandals South Coast. Like I said here, you can see the eco reserve in the background and how that whole resort I had mentioned before, they all get an ocean view because here it hugs that peninsula. You get that wraparound beach, something unique to this resort. Very quiet, very private. This is actually a favorite of agents in our agency. They really, truly love this property and choose it for their own anniversary and honeymoon celebrations. So some really cool things that you can get to see between the different resorts and their personalities, and making sure that you pick the one that's going to be right for you for your special celebration, whether that's a honeymoon or anniversary or specialty birthday, because you really want to be able to do that up and have exactly what you want since you're going to all this trouble. Now, for those of you who are asking, is Jamaica open to you, U.S. citizens? Yes, it is. Jamaica is open to U.S. citizens, and we continue to put out updates on that thing. If you are wanting some travel updates right now, make sure that you head to the description, click the link to sign up for our VIP weekly newsletter, because we're constantly putting out new information, as well as our best resources. That goes out once a week, usually on Sundays. So make sure you click and sign up for that, because especially this week, we're putting out a whole big update on what's available. So make sure that you're signed up for that so you're getting that into your inbox. But Jamaica is open to U.S. citizens for those who are willing to pre-test before they head to Jamaica. You can get testing within a certain time period before travel, then they are open to U.S. citizens. So this is something that's available now. If you're thinking, what can we celebrate in 2021? We are ready to get out of here. Jamaica is open and ready to have you as their guest. If you have found this helpful, or if you know somebody's considering your vacation, make sure that you share this information with them so that they can get that too. Feel free to send it and pass it along if you have found it useful. I, again, am Mandy Horn with the Traveling Compass and Global Dream Vacations. It has been great to get to share today with you. Thank you so much for joining me. You can always make sure that you subscribe on YouTube and click that and get that so you're constantly getting our best video updates. We put things out so that you can absolutely love them. And I will see you next time. Until then, travel smart.